open up. UOPN.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rachel and I'm a mom of one baby girl named Mariana, and I am a wife to my handsome husband Jose. Today I'm going to be doing a Q&A with some questions that I asked over on Instagram, and if you aren't following me on Instagram, I'll drop my handle right here. And let's get started. Okay, let's start with... Okay, I got asked this question a lot, so I guess I'll go ahead and answer it. When are we having baby number 2? So, Jose and I are both ready to have baby number 2, but financially and where we live right now is not a great place to have another baby. So we are waiting. We are ready to have the next one, but it's just a matter of financially we aren't ready to support another child, because having a child is a lot of money. So we're waiting on baby number 2, but as soon as we're financially stable and we think that it's okay for us to, then we will. Next. What is my Enneagram number? My Enneagram number is 2. I could have sworn up and down I was a 9 before then, but I am a 2. And my husband is a 9. And apparently they're not very compatible, so that's kind of weird. But apparently they both have a strong bond, so we're happy about that. But yeah, I'm a 2. I just took the test the other day. I don't exactly know what Enneagram is. I haven't looked into it deeply or anything, but the test said I was a 2, so number 2. My favorite thing about being a mom, that would have to be watching Mariana grow up and learning how to do everything that she is. She basically decided to walk for the first time today, so my mama heart was so happy. I was literally about to cry, and I love watching her grow up and watching her learn and have fun. That's literally my favorite thing about it, is just watching her grow. What is the hardest thing you've had to overcome? Probably, I know most of this is going to be about being a mom because I really didn't do anything before now. But the hardest thing I had to overcome would probably be Mariana having hip dysplasia. It wasn't the biggest deal in the world, and she didn't have the most severe case, but just seeing her in that harness and knowing that she's uncomfortable and she couldn't sleep, and we had to make all these different arrangements for her to sleep better, and we had to stop breastfeeding, and stopping breastfeeding hurt my heart. I wanted that connection with my daughter so bad, and I just couldn't have it anymore because she refused to breastfeed while in the harness, and she had to be in it 24/7. So that honestly was probably the hardest part, was her being in the harness and having to stop breastfeeding, because I loved it. It may have been painful at first and everything, but I loved it, and I was so sad when we had to stop. Where do you buy kids' clothes? So 90% of her clothes are probably hand-me-downs from my sister-in-law. My oldest sister-in-law has 1 daughter, and my other sister-in-law has 2 daughters. So basically 90% of Mariana's clothes is probably hand-me-downs. We also shop at thrift stores, Goodwill, honestly. Now our name brand stuff that we like to get are Kiki pants. Love Kiki pants. Love them. Super soft, like butter soft, and they last if you wash them correctly. We also like anything Target brand, Cat and Jack. We love Target. Carter's is probably our number 1 go-to, because it's on the cheaper end, but it's still high quality clothing, and we love it. And I like Old Navy as well, and that's probably about it. Now, if I had all the money in the world, I would buy Lulu and Rue and Kiki pants, and those probably the 2 brands I would buy. I wouldn't buy anything else, but they're on the more expensive end of stuff, so we don't really have a lot of those. Okay, next one. Where did you work before having your baby girl? Would you go back? Okay, so I worked a lot of places before I had her. When I got pregnant with her, I was working at James Avery, which is a southern jewelry store. If you haven't heard of it, you definitely need to look it up. They're amazing. That's like my all-time favorite job. I would absolutely love to go back to James Avery. I just had to go with something that was not so, I guess you can say, time-consuming. I was there a lot, and so I needed something that I could do part-time instead of full-time. I loved it, and I actually interviewed to be a manager at one point, and I would definitely love to go back to James Avery if that's ever an option. Yeah, I love James Avery. I also have worked at Pizza Hut as a assistant manager and a shift leader and a waitress and a cook. So I've worked at Pizza Hut since I was 16 years old, and it's okay. It depends on like who you're working with, who your management is, all that kind of stuff. When I first worked there, I worked for my brother-in-law, and I absolutely loved it. He's a great guy to work for. I would definitely love to go work back for him. I just don't know about working at Pizza Hut. It's just, after working in retail and in a jewelry store type of place, that's where I find myself, where I like to work other than food. I don't like working in food. I've also worked at the restaurant on the border as a server, and I did not like it. Management was not the best, and so I decided to leave. My husband actually worked there with me at one point, and we both just decided that that place was not where we wanted to be, and we wanted to do something better with our lives, and so we moved on from there. Okay, already answered more babies, Allie. I don't work at this moment. Someone asked, do you work? I don't work right now. All I do right now is YouTube, and sometimes I do photography sessions. I actually just did one for a little boy for Valentine's Day, so if you need photography and you're in the North Louisiana or East Texas area, let me know. How do you handle fights in your marriage? Okay, so mainly how this goes is one of us doesn't listen very well. We both have trouble with that, and so we bring up the topic later on that one of us brought up, and we're like, you didn't tell me that, even though we did, and we get in an argument. And my husband is bad about when we get in an argument, he likes to just walk away and be alone, and that's completely understandable. Like, I don't dislike that about him, because I completely understand, like, when you're frustrated, you just want to be alone to, like, either let it out or calm down for a minute. But we both got to the point where we have to tell each other, hey, let's sit down, let's talk about this, let's figure out what's going on, what's wrong, and let's move on. And that's what has helped us the most. Instead of like getting mad and walking away, we come closer together, and we decide that talking about it is more healing and more important than walking away and having your own little like self-pity party. So that has really helped us a lot, especially in this first year of marriage. The first year is honestly probably one of the hardest. Everybody told me that. We have been dating for a total of 8 years, so we know each other pretty dang well. But we still struggled with that, and that was like our number one thing we struggle with, besides financial problems, which everybody comes to terms with in, I don't know about the first year of marriage, but in marriage in general. But yeah, that's what helped us a lot, is coming together and talking about it and not walking away from each other. Okay. What is something you thought you would grow out of but haven't? Okay. This is gonna be really weird. I'm gonna have to get an example. This is gonna be super weird. Don't judge me, okay? So, hold on. So, everybody knows how there's like tags and stuff on pillows, like these, and like these little tags. I've always been obsessed with like playing with them. I know that sounds so weird, but that's one thing that I thought I would grow out of, and I really haven't. But Yeah, that's why it's all twirled up, because I just like to sit here and like twirl it. When I get nervous, I like to do that. If I have a shirt, or Jose actually has a shirt that I wear a lot of the time, and it has a tag on the side, and I'll just sit there and play with it. It's super weird, super random, but yeah. I thought I'd grow out of that, but I still haven't, and I probably never will. And yeah, anyways. Your best childhood memory. I have terrible memory. Let's just start there. Like, I have such bad memory that the only memories I have are from other people telling me about them. Memory hasn't really been a favorite memory of mine until recently. Last year, my grandfather passed away, and I was really close to him and my grandma, that she's still here, but I was really close to them, and I would stay with them for like weeks at a time. And so probably one of my favorite memories is those weeks. They actually lived in this house, so being in this house was very sentimental to me. So I guess those weeks that I stayed here and I spent time with them and just reminiscing on the time that I spent with Paul, and his name was Paul. And probably, it was so weird. Anytime he would say hello or goodbye, he would come up to my head and give me one big old sloppy kiss on the forehead, and I thought it was so gross, but I would trade anything to get that back right now. So, sorry, I'm getting teary-eyed. I would trade anything to get that back right now, so that's probably my favorite memory so far, is his forehead kisses, because I can't get that out of my head. And a couple of months before he passed, we were over here, and my parents just got cats at the time. And so my brother was carrying around the cats and kept asking, "You want to hold the cat? You want to hold the cat? You want to hold the cat?" And so my grandpa started mimicking him and said, "Rachel, you want to hold the cat? Dylan, do you want to hold the cat? Jose, do you want to hold the cat?" And it was just so funny. And so anytime anybody says something about holding a cat, that's what I think about. But yeah. But yeah, those are like my two favorite memories so far. What is your biggest pet peeve? I don't have like a huge pet peeve, like one that like is huge over all the other ones, but I hate smacking. Absolutely hate smacking. Like my husband does it all the time, and mainly on purpose, just to mess with me. So there's that. I hate people that take advantage of other people. I had that happen a lot in high school, and like girls just being rude because they want to be and not like any other reason. Like, I wouldn't necessarily say I was bullied in high school, but I definitely wasn't treated nicely, and I just hate that. And like all the memories I have of high school are mainly bad, and I wish that could have been different, and I hope not every girl is going through that, and if it is, change it. Like, find different friends. Find someone else to hang out with, because it's not worth it. And like, I was on drill team, and my whole drill team experience was, it feels negative now because of all the people that treated me like that, because all the girls on drill team, almost all of them, were rude. And it was just hard to cope with that, because I loved drill team, I loved dancing, I loved the directors, I loved doing what I did and being on stage and being in front of people, but it came down to the people that I had to spend time with in order to get that made it hard. And so I would say my biggest pet peeve would probably be when people don't treat other people with kindness just to make themselves feel better, I guess. Anyways, what is my favorite hobby? Obviously YouTube. I love doing YouTube. I started like last year, but I didn't really get into it a lot, and I'm trying to get into it more now because I absolutely love it. And like I said earlier, I'm a photographer, so obviously photography is a hobby of mine that I've loved ever since I was like 10 years old. I've loved doing it. And I love being I don't know if I would necessarily call myself an influencer, but I love connecting with other people on social media, especially because I live out in the woods right now, so I don't have a lot of people to connect with. What is the biggest dream you have for your daughter? I would say that it's not necessarily a dream, but a hope. I hope she sees herself as me and her dad do, and I hope that she never sees herself negatively and never ever like wants to change anything about herself, because she's absolutely perfect as she is. And speaking of her, I pray that she never has to go through that, which I know most teenage girls do, and I know that there's going to come a point where it's going to be hard, but I hope and pray she doesn't have to go through that. You could give your daughter one gift, what would it be? Doesn't have to be a physical item. Patience. Because I have zero patience, and I've already noticed she doesn't have it either, and hopefully she'll get better at that, but I would probably give her patience, because that is one thing I wish I could have, and I definitely don't have it. I'm not patient at all. Ask my husband, he knows. I'm not a patient person, and I wish and I hope one day that her patience will change, but for now she's definitely not patient. I don't know if that's just children in general, but she's not, and I hope one day she gets that. Anyways, how did your husband propose? Went to eat dinner with his family at a hibachi restaurant one night, and he proposed there. And let's see. What is your favorite season and why? So I have two favorite seasons. It's a tie between both of them. I love spring. Absolutely love everything about spring. I love that it's not cold. I love that it's not hot. It's like absolutely perfect. And then again with fall, because it's like the perfect, not hot, not cold. And here in Texas, Louisiana area, we either get extreme hotness or extreme coldness. And spring and fall are both like perfect for me. You could live anywhere in the world, where it would be? Probably anywhere in Europe. Anywhere in Europe, and my husband would probably agree with that. Anywhere in Europe would be perfect. How do you make time for your hubby with the little one in the house? What we do every single night after we put her to bed is we always have our time together. Either watching TV together, or sometimes we wait until Mariana goes to bed to eat supper so we can have that peace and quiet while we eat. But we always, every time she goes to bed, which he's not here during the week. He's only here mainly on the weekends, and so we have like 2-3 nights a week together, which is about it, which is really hard. But we always make sure to have that special time together. What do you enjoy most about social media? I said this before, but it's connecting with other people and learning about other people through social media is what I love. I don't have a lot of friends in person. I have maybe one, and she doesn't live here, so I don't get to see her very often. And so it's nice to have social media to connect with her, obviously, and connect with other people that I may not have met before, but I know a lot about them, learning about them on social media, and connecting with them and learning other things about other moms that have struggled with the same things that I've struggled with, which is, it always makes you feel like somebody's always there for you. Someone said hi, so hi. What is your birth story? Home or hospital? What does she eat? Favorite place she likes to play and visit? Okay, birth story. I was induced on her due date due to high blood pressure. And in the hospital, obviously. Got an epidural, I got all the meds because I am a wimp. And I was there from 5 a.m. and then we had her at 11:09 p.m. So that whole time I was in labor. I pushed 2 sets for maybe 5 minutes and she was out. So it wasn't a lot of trouble or anything. What does she eat? Anything except eggs. She used to love eggs, but now she hates them, but she'll pretty much eat anything but eggs. Favorite place she likes to visit or play. She loves to play outside. She loves to be in a swing. We haven't really gone any like kid places with her yet. She likes the park, which the park we go to doesn't really have a lot of little kid stuff, except for like playing on the ground, I guess. I don't know. But she likes to park anywhere outside. She loves to be outside. And I think that's it. If y'all have any more questions y'all want to ask me, I'll definitely answer them in the comments below, so just leave them down there, or you can leave them over on my Instagram. I'll leave the handle down here below. And I thank you so much for coming to my Q&A, and I hope if you're new here that you'll join me and subscribe to my channel. So make sure you hit that red subscribe button and also hit the bell so you can get notifications anytime I post. And follow me over on Instagram so you can see when I'm going to post new videos. I always give updates and stories. And yeah. So I hope y'all are having a great week, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye guys.